Every home game's an occasion here in Orlando. And as they came in earlier, the Magic were dressed for what they hope is a special night for them and their fans. Welcome, everyone, to Noche Enabia. A Latin theme is the backdrop to tonight's festivities. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for MP.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Bridges out there with Suggs. Then it's Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Towns in at the 5 down low. And for Orlando, Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. Then it's MP. Then it's Pascal Siakam. And it's Kolek in at the 1. The playoff picture coming into focus now, Greg, with a good portion of this regular season behind us.
And for the teams that are definitely in, they're trying to maintain momentum and health, right? But for the teams still clawing and fighting their way in, that's where it gets exciting.
It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Here's Bridges. The 3. And it's Wagner with the rebound. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against Detroit. And here's MP for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. MP's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Magic. Bridges, no one around him. And it's off from three-point range. MP outside. Here's Banchero. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist.
You see the fearlessness on the interior by Paolo Banchero. This is his comfort zone.
Doris, the way this Knicks roster was put together, they have a great level of physicality.
Kevin, if you think about it, with the way the rules are starting to trend back toward that level of physicality, they've got an opportunity to be successful. They also have a big-time star in Jalen Brunson, so there's a lot to like about the future.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
I briefly spoke with Jamal Mosley, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. He'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. We'll see if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. And here is Suggs. Following the three-pointer by MP. Siakam against Towns. In the corner, it's Bridges. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
The 3 from MP. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the 3s they're allowing.
And here is Suggs. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average.
Credit the defense right there. They have not allowed this guy to get going at all in this period.
That's a shot he doesn't shoot very often. MP's got 12.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
For 3, Bridges hits it from three-point range.
Boy, how about that quick 3 response by Mikal Bridges?
On the wing, MP. Defended by Bridges. And here's MP for 3. And it's Suggs with the rebound. Knicks trail by 9. Pass to Hart. Launches it. And again, New York with the triple.
That's just Josh Hart getting to his spot, being shot ready. Nicely done.
And Jamal Mosley has called timeout. looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And New York making a change here. Wagner's checked in. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. Number one, the Magic.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing. That has led to wide-open long-range shots, and that's why we see the great numbers from the three.
He doesn't usually fire from out there. He's got 15.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Now one near Suggs as he lets it go. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Well, this is where you love the fast play by Jalen Suggs. Gets just a little bit of room, and the pull-up is pure.
Carter kicks to MP. Three-pointer on the way. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Suggs with the ball, and it's Carter picking him up. And it's Suggs missing. Orlando leading by 10. On the wing, MP. He's defended by Wagner. MP, no good. For New York, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. Bridges got 5 now.
Well, a high motor player like Mikal Bridges has got to make quick decisions. Rise and fire off the catch and shoot, Mikal.
Now, here's MP. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Drains it from beyond the arc.
The defense a step slow. You can see the results.
Knicks trail by 11. It's Hart on the wing. Bridges inside. He's defended by Wagner. The layup off target.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
A nice shot by MP.
Got to contest MP from out there. He is more than capable from 3.
In the corner, it's Bridges. Shoots over Wagner. And so it's MP making things happen for the Magic. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vamonos. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they...
Downs, he's checked in for Bryant. And it's Josh Hart in MP. For OG Anunoby. Here's Towns. Scoreless thus far. That one falls.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
Well, Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well from deep, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, as always with Tom Thibodeau teams, they are level-headed. He said of his Knicks, we want guys to sacrifice and put the team first, but there has to be that belief. When your best players have it, your entire team ends up having it. We know if we stay disciplined, we'll have a chance to win. Kevin?
A very good chance, D.A. Thank you. Magic leading by 19 points. Takes the 13-footer. That's good from Banchero on the assist from Wagner.
Well, this is just excellent work in the mid-range, and you see how comfortable Paolo is taking those opportunities.
And then Goodwin with the dunk.
You know, didn't need two hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. Here's Siakam. Doesn't go that time. Towns with the defensive effort. And it's Goodwin with the ball for the New York Knicks. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip.
Well, the big man, Mo Wagner, getting to it. Nice finish.
MP right side. From downtown, traps in the tray. MP's got 9 points in the quarter.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Driving the lane, and then Goodwin with the dunk.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Yeah, sometimes aggression can overcome certain offensive limitations. You saw it right there.
And it's hard penetrating. A three-pointer, no good. Magic leading by 18. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. The three from MP. Sinks the triple. MP's got 36.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Towns with it. He has yet to score. Here's Turk. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists now in this one.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And so it's Orlando closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Orlando Magic.
The three-point chances have been there for them, and they've taken advantage.
Just watching the game, not even looking at the scoreboard, you can tell they're the better team tonight by a mile. All right, fellas, let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule.
At home, this team is pretty stout. Looking at this upcoming stretch, they're probably licking their chops.
Well, we're talking pork chops, or lamb chops, or what kind of chops are we talking?
Or chops could mean acumen, being great at what you do. Kind of like you two mutton chops. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Rule adjustments, Doris, regarding the rip-through move. Do you think those have been effective?
Kevin, I certainly think we've taken a step in the right direction. We have got to give the defense more of a chance at this point, and the idea that you don't get shots on the...
Good, that's another bucket.
Once again, he's reached the 40-point mark as there has been no slowing him down all season.
Well, GA, with all these 40-point performances, he's close to matching the mark for third most 40-point games in a single year. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, guys, MP in the last time out against Detroit, had a huge game. He had an impressive number of points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. An amazing performance. Probably we won't see a night like that anytime soon. Kevin?
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
Well, when you're coming off a game like he had, you know the difference tonight. They're going to load up against him. They're going to try to take him out of his rhythm early.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Every team hopes to have a player on this list. Quick update now on the top field goal percentage shooters in the NBA. MV is number 1.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you. It borders on astonishing.
Bridges kicks to Suggs. Shot to stop the run. Orlando grabs the miss. Wagner's got 6 rebounds here tonight. MP outside. Good on the three-point shot. MP's got 44.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Bridges shot. Good.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Anunoby passes to Towns. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
And with each passing season, DB, OG Anunoby seems to keep getting more and more versatile.
You are exactly right, Kevin. What we know unequivocally is this is one of the best cross-positional defenders in the league. One of those guys that's truly capable of guarding 1 to 5. But his willingness to be a three-point threat and offensive rebound and put it on the deck is exactly what you're talking about. By the time this young man is done, MP could be one of the great scorers we've ever seen.
New York, no good that time either.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
From deep, it's rebounded by Anunoby. New York has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Suggs passes to Bridges. And they pick up 2. 10 points for Mikal Bridges.
Oh, Mikal Bridges with the big-time strength on that finish.
Anunoby against MP. Another bucket. Wow!
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Suggs passes to Anunoby. Inside, Bridges. And he uses the glass on the layup. Bridges has got 12 in the game.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Good, he hits again. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, when you look at the draft, it seems talent evaluators have a type. LeBron James says our league is always hungry for potential. That's the whole focus of the lottery. It makes sense that those guys who are taken 16 through 30 are on real contending teams and making impacts. Of course, Kevin, everybody wants to draft the next LeBron. Good luck with that.
Or work with the next David Aldridge, a Hall of Famer. David, thank you.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Kicks it out to Wagner. He is looking for Siakam and finds him. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. And it's 7 points for Siakam.
Now this guy continues to build his offensive skill set. Pascal Siakam with the mid-range jumper.
Bridges misses.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
On the wing, MP. defended by Bridges. Good, another from 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
For New York, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Bridges passes to Hart. Towns, high post. Tries again, and the layup is up and in. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
A nice shot by MP. And so it's MP making things happen for the Orlando Magic. A sensational night for him continues as he cranks his three-point made total even higher on what has been a historic night for him. Right back after this break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Dosunmu. For the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
Suggs passes to Towns. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. MP looking around for the 3. And another one falls. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Bridges kicks to Anunoby. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. MP outside. Shoots a 3. Not going to go that time. The Knicks shooting 40% from the field. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
That Jalen Suggs putting in the time, being diligent about becoming more consistent from three-point territory. That time, he makes it look easy.
There's 1:47 left to play in the final quarter. Bridges kicks to Hart. New York moving the ball around. From outside, off the mark. The Magic shooting impressively throughout at 62%. The 3 from MP. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Orlando.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. That they were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for MP.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Here's Hart. Bangs home the trifecta.
Josh Hart, an improving three-point shooter. If he gets consistent from here, look out.
MP outside. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Carter dishes to MP. The 3. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Now, here's Suggs. Pass to Hart. Hart with a screen on Markkanen. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Another day, another win. Good work. I gotta get up early tomorrow to wait in line for some barbecue. No overtime tonight, okay?
Feeling you, MP.